Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now today I want to talk to you guys about the makeup videos that I would love to do if I had a bigger budget. But this is an idea that I got from Amy Loves Her Makeup. I love her channel and she created this idea herself, and I basically watched that video and I was very inspired to do my own version of the same video, except that for me I think that I will extend this theme, and instead of just doing the video focusing on like money, I'll be talking about makeup videos that I would love to do if I had more money and influence, because a lot of these points you need like a money and you also need a bigger influence, and you need more connections to make these ideas possible. But these are ideas that I have that I would love to execute, but I can't because of course there are limitations. I mean, you'd have to have like a certain amount of money to do these ideas, and you have to have like connections, and of course I don't have those things, but it would be so amazing if I did. So anyway, let's just get started with this video. The first thing that I would love to do if I had more spending money would be in-person collaborations. Like, imagine collaborating with somebody in person, flying out to meet them and to collab with them. Like, honestly, that would be an amazing experience, just to like go and collaborate with people in person, because of course I've done several like amazing collaborations with some truly remarkable people on YouTube, and they have not been in-person collaborations, but we do talk a lot and we do like share similar views and similar loves of makeup, so that we are able to create like collaborations and to create videos that reflect that. But it would be so wonderful to like collaborate in person, because obviously like that would be a truly like amazing and even more personal experience to even meet like these people that I really love talking to online. But yes, the unfortunate thing is not everyone has the money or the budget to just go and like just travel for a collaboration. That would be so amazing. But yes, that is the first thing, and I believe that we have, that me and Amy have that in common. Like, we would love to do in-person collaborations. That would be an amazing thing. Another thing, I would love to have different makeup artists do my makeup. And this kind of goes into the sphere of makeup, of money and influence, because imagine having like celebrity makeup artists come and do my makeup, because I'm very fascinated by the idea of like different makeup artists doing makeup on one specific person, because it's an amazing thing to see like different viewpoints of artistry and different techniques. And it would be great like if I could either fly out to the different makeup artists around the world that I am obsessed with, or have them fly to me. Probably fly out to them, that would be more fun, and just have them do my makeup. Like, imagine having that influence and that ability to ask somebody, or even to pay somebody to do your makeup for a video. Like, that would be number one, an educational experience. That would be an amazing experience personally, and that would be a very entertaining video in my opinion. So I would love to do that, but of course you need some money and you need some influence. So I do not have those things, but here's hoping that one day, I don't know, in the next millennium, that will be possible. The next thing that I would love to do would be a little bit of a documentary type series, or maybe not even a documentary, more a kind of series where I go to different countries and different areas of the world, and I talk to people, I interview different people, like maybe people on the street, or makeup artists or beauty influencers from those areas, and I talk to them about makeup in their eyes, about beauty in their eyes. Anyone who has any kind of like view of the world in general knows that different people from different places have various views about beauty and what it is. Like, people from all over the world have different standards of beauty. It means something different to them, and that would be so interesting to explore. It would also be really great to go to those countries and to buy the makeup there, to bring it home and to just test it out, to introduce it, because a lot of like big influencers do this, but I don't think that like anyone has done this enough. Let's just be frank. if you are like a huge influencer and you're going, like, for example, on a brand trip to like a certain part of the world, like you have like the money and you have the opportunity to pick up like a whole bunch of makeup and to bring it home and to test it out. And some people do this, but not a lot, and I would love to do that myself because I feel like it would be so much fun to literally go to like a drugstore, go to like a high-end boutique and buy like as much makeup as I want and bring it home and test it out, and maybe even like I don't know, like have makeup artists from that specific country do like either their models makeup or do my makeup with those products and with their own techniques, and see how like the result would compare to what we're used to seeing like in our respective countries. So that would be so interesting to like do, like to see like makeup from different people's perspectives like around the world. Obviously you would need more money for that, which I do not have, but it would be such an interesting thing to do. Now Amy did like a similar thing with like indie brands, but I'd love to do this for all brands. Imagine going to different labs and to different like brands in general, like big brands, small brands, all brands, and to see how they create makeup. What's their inspiration? Talking about inspiration, talk about the labs, like what goes on in the labs, because we don't really see a lot of that. And just talk about like publicity and just putting together like a makeup product. How does that work? What does that entail? How much time does it take? What ingredients go in there? That would be a really amazing like thing to film. That would be such a like an interesting thing to produce. I think that like a few, like we've seen like several, like just a little bit about like makeup production, but we haven't really seen like a lot of coverage about that. But it would be so interesting to film like a documentary series about like the journey of a concept and how it basically can create like a product. How does a big company go from the idea to the launch? Like what happens in that process? Because there's a lot of hush-hush, especially in the labs. Like not a lot of makeup brands show what's in the labs. Like even in certain documentaries, you see them talk about like the lab samples, and you see them like test out the lab samples, and you see them like talk with the labs, but you don't see a ton. And I would really like to look at makeup production on a deeper level, like just talk about like the machines, talk about the ingredients, talk about like what do chemists do to create the makeup, and like how do they formulate it. And even like, okay, this is a little bit like of a different topic entirely from this one, but kind of similar, kind of related. The evolution of makeup, like of the technology of makeup from like the ancient times to the current times. Like I'm actually working on like a series talking about makeup history, but something that I would love to do is to take it to a more tangible level, to basically look at artifacts, like look at antique makeup and look at ancient makeup and compare that to today, like just have it like just in front of me and just talk about it like on a more deeper level, like not just like look at it online. It would also really be great to talk to chemists and talk to historians and talk to the people in museums that know about this, and to interview them and ask them, how has chemistry changed? How has technology of makeup impacted like what we have today in our hands? Like, because you look at makeup, what it was like say 10-15 years ago, and I feel like the chemistry of makeup has changed, like the formulas have changed. I want to know how, why, like how and why, like how did that happen and why is that possible, like just. And I even want to look at like machinery of makeup. Like I want to see like what these labs are using, what machines are they using, and how do they work, like what do they do. Like that would be so interesting, because when you see like a product in front of you, like that's not it. Like there was an entire process to create it, and I really want to go into that, because like I can't really find like any information about makeup machinery. And that sounds so weird, but like I want to see what do they use, because like I know that they use it, because I saw like a behind the scenes, like a little bit of like a vlog with Lisa Eldridge like ages ago, where she talked about going to like a conference in Asia, and she talked about like learning about new technology and makeup and how it's like basically impacting like the makeup that's going to be released to the general public. And she talked about like seeing it, and she talked about touching it, and she talked about like seeing the demonstrations. And I want to see that, like, because it's kind of like we know it exists but we don't see it. Like imagine using influence and money to make that kind of series possible. That would be so cool and so amazing. Oh my gosh, like that would be an amazing experience. Then the last idea that I have would be basically like, again, doing an interview, like doing like an interview series with like everybody. It would be so great to see like what makeup is and what the beauty industry is in general, through the eyes of the brand owners, through the eyes of the labs, of course, but also through the eyes of influencers, like salespeople, like people who sell makeup, executive heads of like large conglomerate makeup companies. Like, what is makeup to them? Like, what do their jobs entail? Like editors in magazines, like all these different people that basically come together to create a like huge mega like industry. Like I want to see basically makeup, and I want to see the beauty industry through different eyes or through different people, and I want to see what it means to them, but I also want to see where they fit in like this huge well-oiled machine that just keeps on going. Like I want to really go into that. And of course you do need money and influence to make that happen, but it would be so great to actually make that happen. That would be an amazing experience. That would be so much fun. It really would. So yes, that is where I'm going to end this video. This was a little bit of a more casual kind of less organized video, but I kind of wanted to get my ideas out there. I would also recommend checking out Amy's video. I'll put it down below in the description because it is an amazing one, and I would definitely suggest you guys to go see it. She really made some interesting points as well. So that is pretty much all I have to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye guys.